I bought hair extensions from AliExpress because I didn't want to pay like $700+ for them to kind of just probably buy it from AliExpress anyway. I don't actually know that's true, and so that's why I'm going to test out if these are actually good and they last. They came in this kind of small box, which I was like, have I ordered enough hair? Because this doesn't feel like a lot of hair, but I guess we'll see on my head. I am thinking maybe I can put this in my head and then like order some more if I need, and then just add that in. But we'll see how we go with this. This is 3 like packs, I think. Kind of cute little packaging. I decided to get blonde extensions. Also, it comes with like this little panda clip, which is kind of adorable. One thing I did notice is it doesn't come with spare tape, which usually they do, just like a little bit of spare tape, but there was none of that. And I also don't have any rolls of tape. I have those little strips. So I'm really hoping that I don't need that. I used to have tapes before I took them out, and I've only really ever used tapes. I've had Wefts like once and I didn't really love it. And I like the look of the Wefts when it's just one big long like strip of hair, because I feel like that just covers more surface area, whereas tapes, like you can get gaps in there. And it's also just so tedious putting the tapes in and taking them out. And so I was like looking at Wefts, and then I realized you can get like a Weft tape hair extension. So it's like a long strip of hair, but it's got tape on it and you don't have to sew it in. And so I was like, I'm getting that. So I technically got 3 like packs, a 2-pack and a 1. I kind of feel like I should have got 2 and 2, but then when I was ordering, I was like, that's kind of excessive, but I feel like I probably needed that. I also decided to get, I've opened these up because I was so excited. I got blonde, which was kind of similar to the color I was before I dyed it dark, like with like the darker root and then the blonde on the ends. Also 22-inch. I'm so excited. I got this because I was contemplating going back blonde, but I think I'm just going to stick with the dark for now. So I'm going to have to dye this, but I thought it's good because this is kind of what my hair looked like before. And then now I can just use the same formula that I used for my hair. Maybe a little bit different because it's faded a little bit, but I'm going to have to dye these. So I also was a little shocked because I don't know if this is 1 and I got 3. And only 3. And so don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to, maybe I'll take the other 2 out and see how it all looks. Okay, with all 3 of them out of the pack, it kind of seems like a lot of hair. So I'm hoping there is a lot of hair. But first, we need to try and match it to this color. Also, I don't have any spare tape and I need to color these, which means having to wash them. And so I'm going to attempt to like put the color at the very top and then try not to get the tapes wet, which might mean that there's going to be a little band of like this old color and then the darker color. But I am impatient and I want to wear them now. My last extensions were from Amazon, and I realized the brand that they have on Amazon, they also sell on AliExpress, and I'm assuming for a lot less. So I didn't get that brand though because I found that their hair was curly and my hair's very straight, so when it's humid the extensions would go like curly but my hair wouldn't, and so it was like so obvious. So I'm hoping these don't go as curly frizzy. I don't actually know if they will, but honestly the quality feels really nice. When I first pulled it out of the packet I thought it was plastic. I'm gonna have to wash them because I'm gonna have to color them, so we'll see how they feel after their first wash, because that's usually when they don't feel like silky plastic anymore. First I need to dye them the same color as my hair because clearly it's not gonna match. Okay, so I'm kind of running low on products. What I used in my hair was a 6 natural cold blonde, a 6NC, and the 600, which is a intense blonde, but it went really dark and it's just been washing out. And I've also been using the, was it 5-vol, 6-vol, 1.5%, and this is literally all I have, and I'm pretty sure this is half empty. So I'm gonna have to mix it in with 10-vol, which I normally don't like doing, but this is like full. And I'm gonna add maybe a bit of the 10.12, which is like a violety, really light color, because I'm scared they're gonna go really, really dark and I'm gonna have to dye my hair darker. And I really can't be bothered doing that. So I'm hoping to just match my hair and just put them in. So I'm gonna mix maybe a bit of the 2 6s and then maybe a bit of 10 to bring it up to like a 7 or so. And then I'm gonna mix the other 2 developers and leave it on for I don't know how long. But I have some tin foil here and my bowl and my scale here as well, and I'm gonna mix it all up. Okay, this is what I did last time when I actually dyed my hair. I like got a bit of water on this brush and like brushed it through, so it's like got a little bit damp, so then it's not absorbing too much of the color, and then I run out, because I'm really worried that I'm going to run out and they're going to be different colors, and I need them to be all the same color. And then I've mixed up my color, and now I just need to figure out the best way to get it on. Like, I'd love to sit here and paint it on, but I think I'm just gonna have to like emulsify it. But I don't know like where I can put this to like hold it. I don't know, but I don't feel like it's something that I can do aesthetically, so I think I'm gonna do it off camera and figure it out. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but I had to dye my hair because the extensions were so much darker than my hair, and honestly, I think I got a pretty good match considering I literally ran out of everything. I used all that I had left on my hair, and thank God it all turned out. The extensions are honestly so dark, but they came out really nice, and honestly after the first wash they go like really fluffy, which makes them like fuller and kind of act more natural. Now I have to try and figure out how I want to put it on my head, because we have this, and usually with tape extensions you can sandwich them like between two, but with these you could also just put a bit of tape at the bottom, so you like put it on and then put a bit of tape underneath, and then like it's just one single one, but I just feel like it's too thin to do that, so I'm gonna sandwich one, and then I think with the third one I'm going to like cut it in half and then sandwich it. But I was also thinking, because this goes around my head and it like sits a little too far, so I was thinking of maybe cutting like the edges and then having a back piece and then the side pieces. I don't know. I feel like I should like do what normally with Wefts it's just like the one row, but I feel like because they're tapes I can put like, yeah, the one at the back and then like one at the side, one at the side. Also, I completely washed these, like putting the color and then like washing the water all around the tapes, and they literally, you can't even tell. I'm hoping they're still sticky, because they might not be, and they might either stick and fall out like tomorrow, or they might not even just stick today. So that's also a chance that I took, but I'm really hoping it'll be okay. I'm gonna play around with these and figure out what I'm gonna do position wise. Okay, so I've cut the long ones into like this long bit and then the edge, and then the third one I just cut in half. So I'm gonna put the big one at the top and this one just under that at the very back, like in the center, and then the two small ones on each side, maybe above the rest. And I'm gonna see how that looks. Hopefully it looks good, otherwise I'll just have to curl my hair every single day.
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love.
Okay, love. I'm gonna finish the rest. Okay, they're all in my hair, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I changed shirts, and it's for dramatic effect, because first of all, I thought these weren't gonna be long enough, and second of all, I didn't think these were gonna like be thick in my hair, but feels a little excessive, if I'm honest, but I'm honestly feeling myself. I've had hair longer than this, but this feels long. Apparently my first ever set of extensions were 24-inch, and these are 22, and these feel so much longer. One thing is for certain, I'm going to dread hair wash day, because there's so much hair in my head. In fact, I thought I needed a fourth packet, but honestly, I feel like I probably could have got away with 2 of them, because why is this so thick? Usually the first time after you wash it, it like thickens it up. I think because you get rid of all of that like silky stuff that they put on it that makes it so like thin and shiny, but oh my god. Literally, I feel like a princess. Rapunzel. A mermaid. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna see how these hold up. I put them in kind of wonky, and so I feel like they might fall out. We'll see if that happens, but I feel like this is like a shock to the system. Like I needed to start like here and then like my next set of extensions longer, but whatever. I love it. What A bargain. I can't stop feeling my hair. And I didn't even cut them. I probably should. I really can't be bothered. Anyway, thanks for watching. I will probably do another updated video of whether these are actually worth the money or not. But so far, I think it's a bargain. And they're pretty easy to install. So much easier than like the regular little tapes. And I'm imagining easier than Weft's. Because all I had to do was stick them on. Yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!